Do you think Captain Smart is truly a freedom fighter, or is there something more beneath the surface? Ghana AI is here to reveal why Captain Smart might not be the crusader against corruption and injustice that many Ghanaians believe him to be. In fact, he could very well be a politically motivated journalist, driven by personal ambition and bitterness. Let's dig deeper into the reality behind his public persona. Many Ghanaians perceive Captain Smart as a courageous figure, a journalist who fearlessly speaks truth to power. To them, he embodies the qualities of a freedom fighter, someone dedicated to holding the government accountable for its actions. But is this perception accurate, or is it built on a misunderstanding of what a freedom fighter truly is? The truth is, most Ghanaians have trouble distinguishing between a genuine freedom fighter and someone who is fighting for their own gain. Captain Smart is often mistaken for the former, but the evidence points to him being someone who is simply fighting for his personal interests. He has demonstrated, time and time again, that his motives are far from altruistic. He is one of the most selfish journalists in Ghana today, driven by bitterness and a thirst for political recognition. The new Patriotic Party, NPP, has undeniably failed to deliver on many of its promises, leading to widespread disappointment among Ghanaians. However, Captain Smart's vendetta against the NPP is not rooted in a genuine desire to save the country from corruption and mismanagement. Rather, it stems from a deeply personal grudge. Captain Smart harbored political ambitions after the NPP came to power, hoping to be rewarded with a prominent position like many of his fellow journalists. It's no secret that political journalists such as Kwame Sefakayi and Paul Adamochiri were given positions within the government. Captain Smart wanted to be part of this inner circle. When he was rejected, his ambitions thwarted, he became embittered. This rejection has fueled his desire to see the party fall from power, not because he believes they have failed the people of Ghana, but because they failed him personally. His anger and opposition towards the NPP should not be viewed as a righteous fight for the betterment of the nation. Instead, it is a clear manifestation of his wounded ego. His actions are not about fighting for the people of Ghana, but rather about seeking revenge for his personal disappointments. When you consider his early support for projects like the National Cathedral, which he even supported by physically carrying a bag of cement, his later opposition to the NPP seems hypocritical. It's crucial to recognize that his support shifted only after he realized he would not be given the political recognition he craved. This bitterness has driven him to relentlessly criticize the NPP, hoping to see them lose power so that he may find favor with the opposition, the National Democratic Congress, NDC. He hopes that by discrediting the NPP, he will be recognized by the NDC as a loyal ally and be rewarded with a position in their government, much like other journalists before him. Captain Smart has also positioned himself as a staunch opponent of illegal mining, or galamsey, in Ghana. His campaign against galamsey, however, should not be mistaken for genuine concern over the environmental and social destruction it causes. Instead, it is yet another political tool in his arsenal to weaken the NPP and further his own agenda. The fight against galamsey is a complicated one, as both the NPP and NDC have connections to gold mining, making it nearly impossible for either party to fully tackle the issue. Captain Smart knows this all too well. His campaign is not about solving the galamsey problem, but about making the NPP look weak and incompetent in the eyes of the public. His timing is particularly suspect. Galamsey has been an issue in Ghana for many years, yet Captain Smart has only recently become vocal about it, coincidentally, as the 2024 elections approach. One must ask, if he truly cared about the devastation caused by galamsey, why did he wait until now to champion this cause? The answer lies in his political strategy. He knows that many of the areas where galamsey activities take place are NPP strongholds. By putting pressure on the government to crack down on galamsey, he is effectively urging the NPP to alienate their own voter base. This would result in fewer votes for the NPP in these regions, giving the NDC a better chance of winning in the upcoming election. If I were in Ghana, I would have joined the fight against galamsey because it destroys our water bodies. However, I see people in these protests whose motives are not genuine. Some are only there for political gain, pushing true freedom fighters to support their ambitions. For instance, NPP executives would never protest against the government, even if the cause is just. In fact, they often condemn such demonstrations. On the other hand, the NDC is quick to join protests against the government because they want to win power in elections. But when they are in power, they too avoid demonstrations, even when it's in the nation's best interest. Instead, they condemn the protests, just like the NPP. So, do you think these politicians are true freedom fighters? No, they are simply self-serving, using genuine activists to achieve their political goals. Captain Smart, for example, is one of those who appear to mingle with real fighters but are driven by political ambition. This is not about the people's welfare, but about greed and power-hungry individuals disguising themselves as part of the movement. Make no mistake, Captain Smart's actions are not motivated by a love for Ghana or a desire to see its natural resources protected. He is playing a political game, using the galamsey issue to undermine the NPP and position himself as a champion of the people, all while hoping to curry favor with the NDC. Captain Smart has built a reputation for being a critic of corruption, but his past reveals a more opportunistic side to his character. In 2006, Captain Smart officially joined the Convention People's Party, CPP, and contested the Ashanti Regional Chairmanship position in 2007. He lost, but this was only the beginning of his political ambitions. When the NPP came to power, he quickly shifted his support, hoping to be rewarded with a position. When that didn't happen, he turned against the NPP, hoping to find favor with the NDC. This pattern of political opportunism extends beyond his personal ambitions. Captain Smart's actions during the 2016 elections also raised serious questions about his integrity as a journalist. During this time, he was a vocal critic of former President John Dramani Mahama, spreading false information in an effort to damage Mahama's reputation and ensure an NPP victory. Among the lies he propagated were allegations that Mahama owned properties in Dubai, held gold concessions, and was involved in numerous corrupt activities. Captain Smart later admitted that these claims were entirely fabricated, and he has since apologized to Mahama for his role in spreading these falsehoods. This confession should serve as a warning to anyone who still believes Captain Smart is a trustworthy figure. He has shown that he is willing to distort the truth to serve his own political interests. Today, he may be targeting the NPP, but it is clear that his loyalty is not to the truth or to the people of Ghana. He is a political mercenary, willing to switch sides and betray his principles for the sake of personal gain. Captain Smart's shifting allegiances reveal a man who is willing to sell out to the highest bidder. One day he is with the CPP, the next with the NPP, and now he appears to be cozying up to the NDC. His political opportunism knows no bounds. He has shown that he is not guided by any strong ideological beliefs or commitment to Ghana's development. Instead, he is driven by a desire for power and recognition, willing to do whatever it takes to achieve his goals. In a functioning democracy, freedom of speech and a free press are essential pillars. But individuals like Captain Smart, who misuse their platform for personal gain, erode public trust in journalism and politics. When journalists become political mercenaries, switching allegiances based on who is likely to reward them, it weakens the integrity of democratic institutions. Captain Smart's actions should serve as a cautionary tale for Ghanaians. As the country prepares for another election, it is crucial to be vigilant and discerning. Not every loud voice is a genuine advocate for change. Some, like Captain Smart, are simply using their platforms to further their own political ambitions. Ghana needs true freedom fighters, individuals who are willing to speak truth to power, regardless of which party is in control. But these freedom fighters must be motivated by a genuine desire to improve the lives of ordinary Ghanaians, not by personal bitterness or a quest for political recognition. So, ask yourself, do you trust Captain Smart? Is he really the freedom fighter he claims to be, or is he simply using his platform to advance his own political career? Comment with your thoughts, yes or no, and let us know where you're watching from. If you believe in exposing the truth and holding those in power accountable, subscribe to Ghana AI News and join us as we continue to reveal the real stories behind the headlines. Nkrumah legacy lives on.